Ciao! Welcome back to another vlog in Italy. This time, Anthony and I are taking on Calabria. We are here right now staying in Santa Domenica and we're about to go have dinner in Tropea. So let's go. Alright, so we are going to go over everything that we did yesterday. We've been in Italy for about 24 hours. So we flew in from Newark to Rome using United. Great flight, very easy. Then we took a smaller airplane, still pretty big, to Lamezia Terme. And that was only about an hour. You can also do a train to get down here to Calabria. There is the train system that actually goes through like a lot of the small towns, so that works well. But we like to rent a car so that we can drive around, go wherever we want. So that's what we did. Once we landed in Lamezia Terme, we rented a car through Budget, and that was also very easy since it's a smaller airport. Getting the car was like 5 minutes, so very easy, and they gave us a beautiful car. I would, if you go in person, ask them for a small car. You kind of want as small of a car as possible in Italy, so it's so much easier to get around. Ours is kind of big, and I feel like it would just be so much easier for parking if it was a bit smaller but could still fit our luggage. After that, we went straight to Pizzo, which was really cute. There's some free parking by the town, and that's kind of at the top, and then we walked down the street, and that took us to the main plaza where there's the castle and so many restaurants and a beautiful view of the beach. You can go down then almost like the hill. A lot of what I'm noticing kind of is a lot of Calabria, the towns are kind of built up on the top of these hills, and then below there's the beaches. So we just stayed in the town because we were sweaty and tired and everything. But we ate at Bar Ercolino. Yeah, Bar Ercolino. It was really nice, beautiful view of the sea. Food was good. I got pasta with different seafood. I'll put the name of it here. It was very good. And then you got the tuna. And Anthony said best tuna he's ever had. So
good portion size too.
Good portion size.
Probably like what?
Good portion size, good prices. Yeah.
15.
And then we had heard about this gelato place. The woman who we rented the car from, I think that one was Ercole. So we had Ercolino and then Ercole. But the gelato was very good. I got an affogato, so coffee with gelato. Pizzo is known for its tartufo, so I'm a little bit mad at myself that I didn't do a tartufo, but I really wanted some coffee, and I love the mix of an affogato, how you have the gelato and the coffee. That was still very good, but I wish that I did try a tartufo. Let's see, so that was good, but it was pricey. For just the one affogato, and then Anthony got a caffè freddo, a cold coffee, a little coffee. I think it was like 17 euros, right? So kind of expensive for what you get. And there's definitely other gelato places that you could go, I think, and get probably better portions, better prices and everything. But overall, Pizzo was really cute. there's a lot to like walk around. There was a church we didn't get to see. I'm gonna put the name of it here because again, we were just coming from the airport, and also a beach we didn't get to explore, which I think would have been really cute. I'm gonna put the name here so that if you're interested, if you're in the area, you can go. But yeah, so then we checked into our hotel, Hotel Umberto. I found out it's the only hotel that they have in Santa Domenica, which I actually really like because Santa Domenica is a much smaller place than some of the other towns like Tropea, where a lot of the hotels is bigger, but then it's more crowded. So Santa Domenica, you have a very like laid back feel, I would say. So that was very easy. We are staying in an economy hotel room, so if you're traveling on a budget, it's a great way to travel because we're just basically in an attic, so it's a little bit cheaper. The bathroom is definitely smaller, but it's functional, and you know, we're here for 3 days, so it has everything you need, right? Yeah. And then we went to dinner. I had thought we were going to be going in and exploring Tropea, but again, how I was saying that there's kind of the cities built up and then the sea on the bottom, we were more at the port. Our dinner was at the port, which was really beautiful to walk around the port. We got to see the sunset, so beautiful. The restaurant, Trenodi, I think. The views were beautiful. Food was good. I did order something that had meat because I didn't know what the word was. So Anthony and I then switched plates. Thank you, Anthony. I ate the black spaghetti, which was really good. And then you had mine, which was a typical Calabrian pasta. So we also got the appetizers, and I'm so sorry because I've been bad about filming the past day. I'm going to remember more to film the meals that we have now. Right, Anthony? Yep. Yeah, we're gonna be better about that. But that was really cute to walk around. Then after, when we were driving back, we noticed that there was like this hangout spot, a lot of like young people, families. It was about 10:30, and everyone was still at the beach, like just relaxing, having fun. So that little area where we just parked and we kind of sat outside and enjoyed, like there was music and just the beautiful beach. I'm gonna put the name of that here too because that was really beautiful and just like special. And then today I'm going to an Italian school just for 3 days here, and the people were so nice. I'll talk more about that later because I've been talking for too much. Right now we are going to Zambrone, I think, to eat. So let's go eat more food and go to the beach.
I think that we just holding on to something.
To go over. We're basically gonna go over yesterday, and then later I will go over what we did today. So yesterday we ate lunch. I have everything written down this time so that I can remember. We ate lunch at Lido La Brace Uno, and that was actually at Spiaggia Briatico. It was really pretty. It was very simple. The food was good. You got gnocchi, I got pasta with clams. They were really good. Anthony, the gnocchi had shrimp, and that was good too. So food was great. Views of the beach, very beautiful. The beach there is also free, so you can bring your own stuff and just go and hang out. You do have to kind of like walk through the restaurant. It's a little bit weird, but they're very nice there, and you can just pass through, and it's really pretty. Then we went to actually a different beach in Briatico, which was, let's make sure we get the name of this one. I'm sorry to any Italians who I offend with my pronunciation. Let's see, it was Spiaggia Punta Saffo. That's what we were looking at, and we actually parked by Spiaggia di Basso Saffo. So they're all kind of connected. There was also very relaxing. At one of the points, you can go and rent the beach chairs, an umbrella and everything. We just stayed in the water, had a good time together. Parking where we parked was free. I'm pretty sure that there's other parking lots that do require you to pay, but I will put the name of the street where we parked there. Then we passed by this famous rock called La Roqueta. There's also more beaches there, right in front of there, more places to look, and I took an overlook picture on Via Marina. It was really pretty just to see all of the beaches, because a lot of Calabria is up on the cliffs and then the beaches are down below, and it's beautiful. Then we tried to go to another beach in Zambrone, but it was just way too packed. So many people, so many cars, and we were like, no, this is just not worth it. And that was the Spiaggia di Zambrone, because I had seen online this one called Paradiso del Sud, but it just, to us, we were like, no, honestly, the other one was a lot more calm, so we preferred that environment. And when I was with my teacher this morning, she said the same thing, that Briatico is a little bit more calm. So if you're looking for more of that relaxed vibe, would recommend Briatico, and the one specifically that we went to. Then we came back, we got ready, and we went to Capo Vaticano for dinner. We were right there, we got there right there at sunset. We did want to go and see there's a lighthouse, but when we went, again, the parking was a little bit difficult, and we were like, you know what, let's just head straight to dinner. And that was beautiful because we could literally see the sun setting. It looked like it was setting into the volcano, and there we got pizza. It was pretty good. I wouldn't say it was the best pizza that I've had in my life, but it was fine. Again, right on the beach, very relaxed setting. This one was a lot more like casual. And then they offered gelato after, but we wanted to try something else, so we went to La Corte del Sole. Apparently it is a new place. It's 3 floors. The top floor, though, is like reserved for parties, it seems like, and there's also this huge garden outside. I think during the day you can see like views of the beach. Again, this is one that's up on the hill, so you're not in front of the beach, but you're up overlooking it. But this huge just gelato place, and they serve the craziest gelatos. Unfortunately, they didn't really have a table for us, and that was fine with me because I just wanted a cone of ice cream anyways. So I was able to get my gelato in my cone. So good. It was really good. And we saw different people who had like the brioche, like almost like a bun filled with ice cream. They had waffles with ice cream, huge cups of ice cream. So it's like a whole experience if you go there. Very cool vibe. Then we went to class this morning. We'll talk about that more another time because I've been rambling again for too long. And then we just came here for lunch, which I'm going to talk about later because I already forget the name, so I need to write that down so then I know what I'm talking about next time. So now we're going to go back, get ready for dinner, and figure out exactly where we're going to go and if we're going to go into Tropea to see anything. just got back from going to the beach. Right now we made our way to Scilla, and we actually just took a little dip in the water right by our hotel. We're staying at El Borgo, and it's right along the water. Beautiful view. I will definitely be showing that. Parking in Scilla is a bit difficult. We parked in parking San Giuseppe, and that was actually, it's $15 a day, and I was like, yes, I will pay that happily to be able to park close to us, because where we are, where our hotel is a limited traffic zone. So basically cars can't go through there unless they're permitted to, and ours is not. So parking aside, let's backtrack to yesterday. So yesterday we had lunch at Torre Serena, and that was at the Spiaggia di Torre Marino. That was nice. I actually really like that because it's pretty small, so there's not that many people, and it's just like more, you feel kind of more like secluded. You can go explore. We would recommend though, just in general along the coast, it's been pretty rocky, so buy some water shoes. So I think that would make your time more comfortable. But the water is so clear, so beautiful, love it. Then we went back, got ready, and we went to an overlook that was overlooking Spiaggia di Riaci, also Oasi Beach. I don't know what is the right one, but this way you can put those in and kind of find where we went to the overlook there. That was so beautiful. I love seeing the beautiful overlook of the beaches. So beautiful. And our dinner, I think, was my favorite so far. We went to Ruralia, which is like an agriturismo, so it's kind of like you're on more of a farm type of vibe. Everything is kind of like farm to table. They don't have basically a big menu. It's basically like, okay, here are your options for today. You get antipasta, which came with 4 little appetizers. Amazing. Everything was so delicious. So good. The cheese, amazing, so fresh. And then you had a choice of 2 different pastas and then 2 different secondi, so basically like a meat or a fish. And another thing is that if you are vegetarian or vegan, I'm not sure that I would recommend it, because one of the plates of pasta came with fish, the other one with meat, and then the secondi, one of them is fish and the other is meat. But the quality of those things is so good. So we really loved going to that place. Then afterwards, I was like, oh, I want to get to Tropea. We haven't really gotten to explore it. So we went down to go get some gelato, walk around, see it. Not a single parking spot in sight. And ultimately we were like, you know what? Santa Domenica just is so much smaller. You can walk around. It's just not as touristy. We just liked it more. I like the vibe more. If you're somebody who likes like the city, everything like nightlife, everything kind of happening, people out, all of that, then go into Tropea. But parking is very hard to find, so I'm not even sure. I'll have to look into it. Maybe there's like online you can find and reserve parking, but otherwise it was very difficult to find. There is apparently at the beach, which is like $3 an hour, and then you could walk up to the town. So that is something that you could do. But we ended up going to a gelateria in Santa Domenica, and it's called Il Gioiello. It was really good. I loved it. I think my favorite gelato so far. And I forget if I've talked about the Sagres yet, but basically in August there's a bunch of different festivals, and so they celebrate different things. Like there's a potato one, there's an onion one. The onion one is actually tonight, but it's back where we were staying, so I'm really sad that we missed that. There was also a free concert last night by Fedez, and he's apparently a famous Italian rapper. I wasn't sure who he was, but my Italian teacher was like, I don't know how you don't know who he is or who his wife is. We missed the Sagra de Pesce, there's a fish one, so just look into the local things that are happening. I'm hoping that maybe tomorrow night we can get to one, but I'm not sure if they're what's in this area now that we are definitely like at least an hour away from where we were. So then today I had my lessons, and that was our last day in Santa Domenica. We passed through Capo Vaticano on the way. Also beautiful, stunning views, remind me a lot of the Amalfi Coast. So kind of Amalfi Coast vibes. Still a lot of people, but less people than the Amalfi Coast. So I was like, this feels exactly like the Amalfi Coast. So anyone that's looking for Amalfi Coast vibes without the crowdedness and tourism of Amalfi Coast, it's a good alternative, I think, and much more affordable. And we stopped at, and that looks over we were overlooking Spiaggia di Grottecelli, which is one that I had wanted to go to, but again, timing, we did not. Then we went to lunch at Kraken in Giopolo. Lunch was really good, but it was really like, it kind of got us because the food was so good. Anthony got the fish of the day. We didn't know the fish because everything else was very affordable. When he got the fish of the day, we didn't know it was gonna be $50 because everything else, again, it was so affordable. I got a huge plate of pasta with so many different kinds of fish for 16 euros. And I was like, this in the United States is worth 40. Then he got a smaller piece of fish and it was 50. And we were like, but again, you know the quality is great, which is really important. So then, I wanted to go to the beach, obviously. So we went through Scilla and Tonaro, and those were both just so packed with people. We were like, no, we couldn't find parking again. We were like, no, not worth it. Again, saying all of this with August is the busiest time of the year to go. So if you're going at other times of the year, you can check it out because it was a really cute town. Same thing with everything that I'm saying, but so that you know which ones are kind of more populated and what we've liked so far. Now, I need to go get ready because we have dinner plans in Scilla and we really want to walk around, go see the different things in Scilla. So I will check in probably tomorrow. So there's a lot to update you on. First, we're going to start with, I'm by the beach at Scilla. So sorry for the waves, but hopefully it also is very relaxing to hear. I want to go into detail about our hotel experience because this hotel has been so amazing, and now it's made me reflect upon my review of the other hotel. So we're staying right now at Il Borgo. As you can see, it's literally like we are over the water. It's like you could not be closer to the water. It is owned by the sweetest woman ever. She is so sweet. She makes me breakfast in the morning. Super welcoming and easy to get to. The only thing that was a little bit difficult was the parking. But it's $15 a day, so that's really not bad. And it was pretty easy to find once I was able to figure out. It's actually called Parking San Giuseppe. I might have said that yesterday. But again, good to know because of how hard parking is in Scilla. Then thinking about our experience at Hotel Umberto, for example, I think I had said how the shower was right next to the bathroom, and because of that the ground would get wet. So it said that the towels were going to be changed every 2 days. We were kind of using some of the towels to dry the area where we had to go to the bathroom. What they did is they did make the bed because it said new linens would be changed every 2 days, so thank goodness they did do that. They did not change the pillowcases though, just the sheets, and then they put back the towels that were on the floor, refolded them, and then put them on the clean bed. So it was just like, strange. Like, what was the point of that when they're dirty anyways? And then you kind of made the bed, the clean bed that you made dirty, but whatever. Overall, it was fine because we wanted something economical, but if you have a little bit extra money to spare, I would definitely see if there's anything else available in the area that is not going to be in an attic. with the bathroom like that and not the best, not the cleanliest. So after all of that, yesterday, after we just took that little time at the beach right here, or really kind of just entering in the rocks, Anthony, he had really wanted to go see the monument of Scilla, which is at the top of the hill. So I got ready, running late as per usual. We had dinner reservations at 8. Also, quick side note, I used the fork to book everything. It was really easy, so I would recommend looking at that. It's an app, and the booking was very easy. It was able to tell me what's available. I think it's just a little bit more used here than something like, you know, in the States, like Open Table. So that was easy. But we had a table booked for 8, but he wanted to go up to the monument. It was gonna be beautiful. We were gonna see the sunset and everything. So it was like, yeah, sure, great. So hot getting up there. It was only probably a 15-minute walk, but straight uphill. So it's very hot right now, as you can probably see as I'm sweating. So I was just sweating all over. But then we get to the top, Anthony surprised me. He had hired a photographer and he asked me to marry him. So here's the ring. I'm obsessed. It's aquamarine. I'm very excited. I love it. But we got to take pictures at the church, kind of in front of the water by a boat. So I'm super excited for those, and I will definitely like put some of those here once we get them. Then we went to dinner. That was at Il Generale. At first they seemed a little bit annoyed, but then the service was good, the food was good. At the end, Anthony has been practicing his Italian, so he goes, "Il conto per favore," to this little kid that's working there, because a lot of these places are like family owned, and he's like, in Italian, he's like, but why so soon? Like, you don't want a dessert or some coffee? And I knew I wanted to go try this gelato place, but we ended up getting our coffee, so that was great. So overall, that was a nice place and super close to here, right on the water, beautiful, with beautiful views, yeah. And then we went to the gelato place, which is Sotto Otto. Amazing way to end such an exciting night. And then today we just wanted to relax, kind of enjoy being engaged. So we stayed in Scilla. We were going to go to the beach. We walked over to it. It was such a hot walk. And then just looking at the beach, you'll see pictures, but it was so crowded. And I was like, I don't really want to go be next to people when I'm gonna put the location of where we ended up going. It's so much more private. The beautiful's like crystal clear. It is rocky, but I don't mind that. I just get in, I swim, and you can stand. It's a little bit slippery, you have to balance, but it was my favorite thing. We went and got lunch really locally. I forget the name, so I've got to look that up. There was this famous like sandwich shop right now that I just blew up on Instagram where they serve swordfish sandwiches. The line for it was so long. We were like, no. So instead we got other sandwiches. The bread was so good, so good. And then we just basically walked right back to that beach, got in and out. So I also love this because we didn't have to pay for beach chairs. Last year we did, and I'm pretty sure like for one day it might have been like $25. So if we had done that every day, it would have been a lot. So we just, every day, we just like leave our stuff on some rocks, go in, be chilling, come out on the rocks, dry, and we're good. So it was very simple, but every beach we've went to, I've loved. I've been obsessed with it. The water is so blue. I love it. Love it here. So I think that's everything up to now. We are going to go to dinner nearby. We might go try to like drive around, see a little bit more of the surrounding towns in Calabria, and I will report back tomorrow. so sadly it is our last night, but I wanted to recap the things that happened yesterday. So I had left off with lunch. Lunch we ate at Casavella. The paninis were good, like I had said, and it was something that there wasn't a long line or wait for. We just took it to go, so that was nice. The swimming spot, I couldn't find exactly where it is, but it's in front of Chiesetta di Giuseppe, so in front of a little church. There's parking right there, and then you can go in. We ended up driving to Reggio Calabria, which is kind of like the big city in the area, and I'm so mad we didn't spend more time there because I loved it. It reminded me so much of Naples. Definitely more of a city feel, but just not as many people as a huge city like Rome. We went to a bookstore that I really wanted to go to, Libreria Ave. Wait for that motorcycle. I ended up finding the book of the series that I'm reading right now in Italian, so I was so excited to get that book. And then we kind of walked along the lungomare, kind of like the boardwalk. So beautiful. We got to see the sunset. I got to look at Sicily, and now this just makes me want to go to Sicily. And then we went to Origini for dinner. This was an experience. So overall, I would say our meals have been anywhere from like $50. I don't think any have been over $100. This one was like $200, and the food was piccolo, tiny. It was one of those more bougie places. I guess at the time I just hadn't really thought about it, or I didn't know the prices, and it was just a weird experience, weird vibes. We had to park like 10 minutes away. There was a shuttle there, so you kind of felt like you were like trapped there because we were like, we just kind of wanted to go. Weird environment, but if you like the bougie vibe, then I guess that would be it. But again, it's kind of like you pay a lot, the portions are very small. That's not my and Anthony's thing. So we're hoping for our last night that we can find something better. Today is the 15th of August, which is Ferragosto, which is a holiday. So they did charge us a little bit more for the taxi, and I'm wondering if there's going to be anything going on. We are staying in Ostia because we took a plane, a small plane from the Lamezia Terme to Rome, and we saw, probably nobody knows, but her name is Rose Villain. She is one of the judges on La Nuova Scena, which is basically like Rhythm and Flow Italy. It's like finding new rappers because she is a famous female rapper here, and she was on our flight. I was like fangirling so hard. Anthony's like, stop being weird, don't take pictures of her, but I was like so excited. This morning, after we checked out, and again, could not recommend enough El Borgo. The woman gave me her information, so if I ever want to go back, I can just talk to her directly. Then Anthony and we went to the cemetery because we wanted to see if we could find any of my ancestors, and we did find 2 of them, which was really cool. So I know I haven't told my mom yet. She's gonna be like, ah, so excited to see that. And it was actually a really cool experience. Like, even if you don't have family there, I just love going and seeing all of the different the graves, because they're like huge structures built over ground, so it's so beautiful to see, and they're so well maintained. There's flowers in front of like all of them. Beautiful. Then we went to the airport. Airport was the fastest I think I've ever had at any airport. We basically, no line, anything, just boom, right through. We ate there, which was fine. They had some different little places, but they all kind of had the same sandwiches, so easy, fine for us. And now, again, we just kind of got to the hotel. It's in Ostia, which is, we didn't want to go into Rome. I wanted to have just one more night before we were doing like 2 flights on top of each other. So last year we had come here, if you watched that vlog, and then you saw that we came here the last day, and we kind of like went in the water because we had like a day to kill and we didn't know what to do. So we kind of had ourselves a beach day. So we're here again. It's right in front of the water. We're gonna walk along the boardwalk, get food, and just kind of have a relaxing last night. So I'm excited for tonight. Sad to go. We'll give a final recap tomorrow, but yeah, so far it's been amazing. I've loved every second, and obviously I've loved getting engaged. Yeah, we'll see you later. Anthony and I are unfortunately heading to the airport right after this. We're in Ostia at the hotel, beautiful balcony. We just had breakfast, it was really nice. Busy, but I think again because it's a holiday today. They served us cafe, I loved it, had lots of options for you. So this ended up being a really good option for us since it's so close to the airport. We'll be there in about 15 minutes. The taxi's coming at 10, so I've got about 9 minutes. Let's see, yesterday we went to dinner at Il Confine. Now, Ostia is kind of like a huge boardwalk, and there's so many places along it. I, again, had used the app, The Fork, and because it's a holiday, I wanted to make sure that we would have a seat somewhere. So that was like one of the only places that I could reserve. It's at the very other end. So it was like a 47-minute walk. We ended up using scooters. So they have Lime scooters, they had Dot scooters, and one more, but it ended up being perfect because we were able to speed right down. There's even like little lanes for the scooters. So you have to have the apps for those, but that ended up being a game changer. So we didn't have to take a taxi and we didn't have to walk and sweat so much. There are zones though where you can't scooter. So Anthony had said to recommend to you guys to just buy a scooter, but you can just walk those parts. Then you could see that we went through the little downtown, so cute. They had the whole market up, they had a little concert. Again, I think just because it was a holiday, but that was really nice to get to experience. Everyone was kind of on the beach last night. They had like bonfires, people were grilling, amazing vibes. And we got ice cream at Mamo. It was right here, a 3-minute walk. And Anthony makes fun of me because every time I say that, every time we go to a new gelato place, I say it's my favorite. This one was my favorite of this trip, okay? I promise. Second one was Santa Domenica. Then both in Scilla and in Capo Vaticano, they were good. But I would say bonus points to Capo Vaticano because of the vibes. It felt like you're at a club, so that was very cool to experience. Other than that, I would say, kind of concluding, I really loved staying in Santa Domenica because it's so much quieter than Tropea. Tropea, there's going to be so many people there. So I would kind of recommend to do what we did, where we stayed in Santa Domenica. You'll have a much more like relaxed vibe, and then you can go into Tropea and explore the surrounding towns. We loved Pizzo, would have loved to spend more time there, would have loved to spend more time in Reggio Calabria. So maybe we'll just have to come back one day. And also here in this zone, if you are ever in Rome and you want a beach day, then I would recommend you come here. Like we did last year, you can rent just beach chairs for the day. And if you kind of have like a layover, this is a great place to stay because it's super close, relaxing, a little bit less chaotic than going into Rome. But obviously Rome is also beautiful, has so much history to it. But that's all. We're going to the airport. I'm excited because I've come to love Rome Airport. They have really good food. So you'll probably see some clips of what we eat. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Sorry this was so long, but let me know what you thought. Let me know if you've been to Calabria, if you're going to Calabria, if you have any recommendations for if we go back. And quick shout out to the photographer who did our engagement shoot, I guess. I didn't know it was happening, but it was. His name is Paolo, so I'll put his information down below. He was great to work with.
Here's his Instagram, actually.
Oh, Anthony has it right here. I'll put it below.
Oh, Pier Paolo Perry _studio.
Perfect. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time.